Oops. Be careful too that you don't lose your pom-pom. That would be bad.
This time of year has got me thinking. Hats. Hats. And more hats.
I love hats. Now I know I do a lot of skincare on this channel, but I cannot believe I have not done a hat video yet. Today I want to talk about the hats that I'm going to be wearing this fall and winter season and why I love hats. So 5 days a week I'm either washing, styling, blowing out, curling my hair, and I need to give it a break on the weekends. You pop on a hat, not only does it hide your hair, but it's a great accessory. Kind of gives you that little cachet. And that's the great thing about all these different hats. You can wear them with jeans or slacks or a dress. Today we're going to be talking about the hats that I'll be wearing all season long, and we're going to be talking about the right hat for your face. Now, this is actually my favorite hat. This is considered a newsboy or a Gatsby style hat. I discovered it about 3 years ago when I was up in New York, and thus began my hat obsession. I get a lot of compliments on it, but it's inevitably followed up with, I can't wear hats though. My head's too big, it's too small. I'm here to tell you there is a hat out there for everyone. So we're going to look at the right hat for your face. There is a hat out there for you to wear, you just have to find the right one. Just ask my mom. I mean, for 20 years she told me that, no, I cannot wear a hat. And then this summer I was with her, lo and behold, she found a hat that she loved. Let's try on some hats. Fedora. This is a classic, I'm not sure it could go out of style if it wanted to, hat. Now I have two different types of fedoras, and really there are a wide variety of fedoras out there. It just depends on how you like to wear yours. So I typically like to wear in this pink blush color. It's more of a medium brim, and I would say it kind of has that, I don't know, Indiana Jones vibe. Looks like if I put this on, I'd be ready for an adventure. Now, the reason I like this hat is because it covers your eyes just enough, and kind of like the red hat, it's a little pop of color. So it's something that can be a little bit more feminine. It has got this great leather band on a 100% wool hat. So it's something that's going to keep your head warm during the fall and the winter, but it's also going to add a splash. So sort of like the hat that I'm wearing, I like to use my hat as an accessory. This means that you don't necessarily have to wear a big statement necklace or earrings. You could do something more simple because the hat is going to be what's doing the talking. Now, this is a brand new hat. I've only had it for about a month, and it's 100% wool too, so it keeps your head warm, but it's got a thicker band. If you are going to wear a hat and you want to give it your own style, change up the band. There are plenty of places online to shop for that, or to add a feather or a different button accessory to really kind of mix it up. It almost looks, if you look real closely, kind of like velvet. It's not. Like I said, it's wool. And so this is a short brim fedora. You can flip that up in the front and wear it like that, or I prefer to pop it down. Here's the thing with this. You can do a black or a tan and it's all good, but I think the little pop of color changes it up a bit. And let's be real, navy is the new black anyway. Now, while the blush hat was up for adventure, I find that this is sort of a classic. The navy blue can go with just about anything. I've even paired it with a dress recently, and it really took it up a notch. So, classic fedora does not go out of style. It's only been recently that I have been brave enough to try the flat cap. The thing with the flat cap is typically seen on someone who has a square face. The cool thing about the flat cap is this is unisex. What I love about this too is while it's not brightly colored, if you get a look at that, it does have some fabulous colors in it that pull off that plaid look. And let's be real, in wintertime I kind of feel like plaid is a neutral anyway. So with the flat cap, there is a great little peak at the top. I like to wear it with my hair down, wavy or straight. I don't want to pull it too far over my ears, and I like a nice side swept bang, ladies, if you have that. I have worn this with a dress or recently jeans, and I wore it with this gorgeous rustic orange sweater, and it really worked. So don't feel like you have to do the matchy match thing. As long as they're all kind of in the same color wheelhouse, it's gonna be fine. Gorin Brothers is where I purchased most of these hats, so I'm not trying to give them a huge plug, but a quality hat is key. I would recommend that if you are just starting to get into hats, or you kind of want to try to see what hat fits you, spend a little extra money because you're going to get it in quality and you're just overall going to get a better fit. You want to make sure that in any of these hats you're wearing, it's not too loose because it's going to flop around, and if it's too tight, it's going to give you a headache. I've been there before. Gorin Brothers has been around since when? I think it says inside their hat. So made here in America. I know it says it somewhere. Oh yeah, 1895. Bold hat makers. They know what they're doing. I mean, geez, I've had this hat for almost 4 years now and I'm still wearing it. Okay, so let's get to the whole Gatsby newsboy look. That's what I've got on here. This is another one, more of a traditional just tan. So you'll notice the difference between the flat and the Gatsby is that it's got a bolder, bigger side profile. So it's more of that statement piece on your head. And so I find that if I'm going to do any jewelry with this hat, I try to keep it fairly minimal. That's a personal choice, but I think the hat should really speak for itself. I'll wear this with just about anything, and I always try to like cock it to the side a little bit and give it a little poof in the back. I find that with a newsboy hat, it's not a problem if you want to put your hair back or like a side bun. You don't necessarily have to wear it down. So bigger, bolder hat, and a lot of times they'll come in a 6 or an 8 panel, and that again changes up how the hat is going to look on you. Raise your hand if you have like 4,200 baseball caps, but I've got so many that have 42,000 different logos on them. But the traditional ball cap, I think one that is overlooked when it comes to a polished look. So first off, I got this one this year because I finally said, okay, enough is enough with logos. If I'm gonna sport a baseball cap so I don't look totally casual, I wanna get something that is logo free. But this is like your everyday grab and go, wear it, and you still look really cute. And I also suggest getting it in a color, something that's sort of neutral that'll go with anything. But for the winter, I really like this olive color. I think it's different. I mean, everybody's got navy or black or tan or white, but the olive color stands out a little bit. I debated on whether or not to talk about this particular hat because I think that sometimes people think the knit cap or the beanie can't necessarily look polished. I disagree. I think especially with the new fun styles they have out this fall and winter with the pom-pom on the top of the head, which I believe, oh yeah, this one's removable. I think that these, oops, be careful too that you don't lose your pom-pom. That would be bad. So I think that there is a way to make these look polished and styled, whether you're wearing a dress or jeans. Let's be real. While the wool cap is going to keep your head warm, I mean, this sucker is going to do the trick on those really cold nights. So there you have it. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, these are the 6 hats that I will be wearing, or a version of them, all winter long. So if you see me in a hat, you probably should expect the fact that my hair is not clean. So I'm sharing my secret here because for so long, everyone just said, oh God, you just love hats. It's an easier way to style your hair. Plus you look super chic. How do you know which hat works for you? Well, I have a few suggestions, a few things to keep in mind when you're looking at hats. So here is what you need to look at. The shape of your face. So if you have a diamond-shaped face, it is widest at the cheekbones, you've got a tapered chin, a narrow forehead, you want to pick out a hat that's got a moderate brim. So that looks something a little more like the blush fedora I showed you earlier, or a hat that has more of a pinched crown. So if you have a long or oblong face, you want to make sure that you get a hat that has a flared brim. Or something that has a wider brim. So you don't want to do something that's like super narrow and thin because then that's not going to give your face that balanced look when you have your hat on. Now, if you have a round face, this is great. This face can wear just about anything. It's very symmetrical and you've got rounder cheeks and then of course a rounder chin. Like I said, you can wear just about anything. You just want to make sure that you don't wear a hat that has like a super tall crown or a really wide crown. Once again, it's all about balance. So if you're looking at it, you're like, probably doesn't have the right balance. Now, if you have a square face, you've got that, wide cheekbone, very angular jaw, wide forehead, and you can pull off a hat that is a little bit softer. So perhaps maybe like a bowler hat or even something that's more like the Gatsby or Newsboy style that's a little rounder. You can pull that off no problem. I hope this has helped. I really think that oftentimes we kind of get stuck in this idea of what we think looks good, and we're afraid to step out of our comfort zone. If you use some of the guidelines and you go out there and you try on a few different hats, maybe you got to try on 25 different hats, you're bound to find the right one for you. So I really do hope that this helped give you some incentive and some excitement to go out and pick a great fall and winter accessory that's gonna have everybody talking about you in a good way. So if you have a hat that you love or a hat store that I need to know about, go ahead, comment below, and I'll be sure to put a link for every single hat that I talked about today in the description box. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for a new video. Have a great week.